I mean, some people think the moon is a spaceship.
Well, those people might be dumb.
Well, but there's some. Well, are you familiar with the Y-Files? You know those guys, that guy.
Y-Files.
The Y-Files. So it's a YouTube channel. This dude, he basically just recounts stories of paranormal, whether it's occult stuff, spiritual stuff, but not spiritual stuff, but it's like ghost stuff or aliens, or interdimensional travel, that type of stuff. And then he tells the story and kind of reenacts it. And then at the end, he kind of debunks it or tries to debunk it. But he seems to be pretty impartial. But he was talking about how, like, when they landed on the moon, they basically did seismic tests, and there was a reverberance that would indicate that it's possibly hollow. And it does sound like a far-fetched thing, but there's some kind of interesting things there. Again, I'm not like a firm believer in it, but if you think of it in a fantastical way, like what if that was a spaceship that just like they just stopped that spaceship, did some experiments on Earth or whatever, and just left the spaceship there. I don't know. I'm dumb. Hi guys, how are you?
That one seems so stupid.
I know, but it's fun to look into. It'll be cool to see what your crowd thinks.
You know, what kind of an undertaking would be involved in creating a spaceship that's, what is it?
It's huge.
A quarter of the size of the Earth?
Something. It might be smaller than that. Maybe. That's got to be smaller than that.
It's 1/6 Earth's gravity.
Okay.
So what's the size
Does
of
that
it?
tell us the size? I don't know.
How small? Is
How
it?
big? Hey, y'all know how big the moon is over there? Y'all ever?
What would you guess?
I'm guessing like it's a
1/10? Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. But
yeah.
it's. I mean, and then
It's
there's
a lot
like
smaller.
there's also kinds of weird. Oh, here we go. No, you were right.
Oh, okay.
1/4.
1/4 of the size of Earth.
80 times less than that. Yeah. So
It's pretty big.
yeah, if you look up hollow moon just to see.
Is it next to Hollow Earth?
No, I hope not. I hope not. That's they gotta get off that.
Hollow moon. Spaceship moon. Pseudoscientific hypothesis proposes Earth moon is either wholly hollow or otherwise.
The mechanic story from August. So this has got all of the details.
Oh.
We break down how misinterpreted science and the Apollo moon
here we
missions
go.
give rise to a bizarre belief.
Well, then maybe that's all some bullshit. Maybe. I mean,
Seems
probably,
like
most
it's
likely.
bullshit.
I mean, I felt that way too. I just thought it was interesting.
It's a Death Star.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that would be hilarious if it was. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think it would be. Because my thing is, like, I'm kind of like a big simulation theory guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some version of a simulation that we're existing in. And then also.
Your Siri's going off.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Siri.
Siri thinks you're
What?
asking her
Why are you.
questions.
What the hell? Don't do that.
It's the CIA.
But, yeah, it's like, it's like, I'm like, well.
Scientists said the moon rings like a bell.
Right.
That's because the vibrations from the moon's seismic events, known as moonquakes, last much longer than those here on Earth. Conspiracy theorists once believed the moon was hollow, though that's more likely the moon being made out of cheese.
That I believe. That's
more
the one
likely
thing I do
than
believe.
the moon being made out of cheese. Still seems pretty ridiculous. Surprisingly, it's not based on folklore. NASA researchers sought to learn more about the composition of the moon during the Apollo 12 mission. Astronaut Pete Conrad and Alan Bean set up a passive seismic experiment as the landing site as part of a larger set of moon experiments known as the Apollo Lunar Surface Experiment Package. Once the astronauts were safely back in the command module, they crashed the lunar module into the Earth's surface. The impact was the equivalent of detonating a 1-ton TNT and triggered what's known as a moonquake, the first human-made moonquake to take place. The PSC seismometers recorded the resulting vibrations, which were much bigger and lasted much longer than the scientists had anticipated. They were far different from the earthquake vibrations we're familiar with. That's just the composition of the moon is different.
Yeah, totally. And then there's just like all like structures on the moon, and then like the Japanese or not Chinese that landed on the backside of the moon. Like,
see, there it goes. The moon is only 60% as dense as Earth. That doesn't mean the moon is hollow, but as with many things, like the moon landing itself, conspiracy theorists perpetuated that misinformation.
yeah. I mean,
That's my favorite.
I mean,
conspiracy
yes,
theory.
of course.
My
I mean,
favorite
I don't.
conspiracy theory is we didn't go to the moon. That's my favorite.
I hate that one.
love
I
it.
just think it's so annoying
Why is it annoying?
Because it's too many people involved.
Is
like,
it?
way too many people involved. Like the people that were like there during the launch. Also, the fact that we've used the same way that we got to the moon with the things that we were landing on the moon now.
Right, but the difference is taking a human biological
Yeah.
organism and having it go into deep space and go through the Van Allen radiation belts and come back, and also
Yeah.
the photographs that were perfectly made with these
But
Hasselblad
that was
cameras.
that was part of the. They did make films. They did stage moon landings for NASA internally did that for. I forget what the reason they did it
propaganda.
for. Well, it wasn't propaganda,
horseshit.
but
A lot of people.
But they were like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure when we go up there, we're going to find the modules, the
What if we
leftover
don't?
modules. If we don't, then fine. I'll eat. You know what I'll do?
What?
I'll drink a full thing of your energy
No,
drink.
you don't have to do that. But isn't it interesting though that that's one thing that you're kind of not open-minded about?
That because it's just like it's too many people involved. Like you would have
Is it?
heard. Well,
It's first of all, it's 1969.
yeah.
It's a different world.
Sure.
Nixon's president.
Mhm.
Everyone's full of shit. They lie about everything. We're in the middle of the Cold War.
But why would scientists and engineers lie?
Well, if they were supposed to be doing it so that they could beat Russia in the moon
Sure.
missions,
Yeah.
and there was some sort of a patriotic
Sure.
element to it.
I mean that's a motive. That's a
The
certainly.
fact that we haven't been back since 1972 is
Well,
pretty wild.
Well, they said that a lot of that was because like they lost interest because it was just a
Oh, yeah.
competition. We
Oh,
won it and then we were
yeah,
done.
Yeah.
You know,
No interest.
Ask you.
It's been 50 years. Why go back? Apollo programs have employed 400,000
See?
people and require the support of over 20,000 industrial firms and universities. Sure, but if it's compartmentalized, so if they are going into space
Yeah.
and they're just not going into deep space, they're going, just like space shuttle space,
Yeah.
which is not,
No, that's
past
not
the
very deep, no.
magnetosphere, the Van Allen radiation belts, out into
Mm-hmm.
deep space.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
I like it.
my favorite.
I'll entertain it a little bit, but it will be pretty. I just have a feeling that it probably
You sound a
was
little
real.
close-minded.
Yeah, I'm a little close-minded, but I will say this: I'll leave an 8% chance. No, I'll leave a 5% chance that I'm wrong.
Interesting.
But that's healthy. 5%.
Sort of.
It's not absolute.
Yeah. We'll find out. We'll find out if people ever actually do go.
I know. Well, we're supposed to, right? In the next 3 years.